Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering the Iowa versus LSU showdown. We'll also be covering the 76ers' Joel Embiid nearing return, perhaps as soon as Tuesday, which is today. And since it is Tuesday, we are going to be doing our rendition of feel-good stories, which Tate is wanting me to call it Keeping the Faith. So
it is called Keeping the Faith.
So that's what we're going to be covering in our last two segments today. But before we start, guys, I'd like to ask you guys like and follow the show. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show. So to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use that tips and donation link. The link is GSMCPodcast.net. This will put your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it just also really helps the show. So good morning.
Hello.
Or
Good
afternoon.
morning. Yeah, it's 12:06, so it's like, it is
Freshly
officially. Yes.
I didn't realize
So-
we're matching today. We got
This is-
black on.
Originally, I had blue on
Mm-hmm.
and started walking out to the car, and then I looked at my shoes, and I was like, no. You ever have that day when you look at yourself in the house, you're like, oh, I got it going on, and then you step out and the actual sun hits you, and it's
Yes.
like, oh no, 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 you got to rethink that outfit.
Yeah, for me though, I'll spend like 30 minutes with an outfit, and when I finally decide one, by the time I walk outside the house, it's just like, all right, well, this is what we're gonna wear, whether I like it outside or not.
Now, see, and at my old house, I was big on putting daylight light bulbs all throughout the house.
Mhm.
So you walk in there, what you see is what you walk outside, what you see is what you get.
Mhm.
But when you have that yellow light, things don't look the same. And then you step out there, and next thing you know, you're like, whoa, this
Mhm.
just did not look the way I was hoping it was going to look.
Yeah.
So I went back in the house. I had a blue shirt on. I changed up really quick and grabbed this and hauled butt out.
Well, you're styling and profiling.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
We're matching a little bit. I can handle that. So how was your Tuesday morning?
My Tuesday morning's going pretty good. I will say I was pretty upset with myself. I woke up about 30 seconds before my alarm went off this morning. I was very upset by that.
Oh, you were up. Wait. You were upset that you woke up before your alarm?
Yes. I hate waking up before my alarm.
Really?
Yeah.
God, wait. So you only just a few seconds before.
I was upset by that. Yeah.
That makes absolutely no sense to me. That goes against everything I know. So wouldn't that be better? Like the alarm kind of scares you awake.
I mean,
And this is like a more gentle awake. You just naturally woke up, turned your alarm off.
I guess, but I love my sleep. I wish I could have gotten that extra 30 seconds.
Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? You're like upset about extra. I always I don't even set alarms at all. But I used to always wake up before my alarm clock, and maybe only a couple times in my life have an alarm woke me up.
Mhm.
So this is just different worlds. We are so different on that one.
Yeah.
And you love your sleep so
I
much.
love my
That is,
sleep.
wow, that is interesting.
Yeah.
The alarm, I woke up 30 seconds before my alarm went off, and I was upset about it. You lost 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, which is weird because I only got like 6 hours of sleep last night. I went to bed at 11 o'clock and then woke up at
Wow.
5. Well,
I
4:59.
I think I got about 3 hours, which is my normal.
Normal. Yeah.
Yes. Everything's all screwy because for you guys, the time change has already happened. This
Mhm.
week was when we finally changed the times, and we're back to the way it is, where there's a 5-hour difference between the
Mhm.
US East Coast and Europe.
Mhm.
So adjusting to it is still kind of weird. So I'm just adjusting to it. And then last night, how bright it is. You leave the office and it's like,
Hmm.
because there's a
Yeah.
lot of sun. There's a lot of sunlight here, so it's just
Yeah.
like a little different.
That's the
So
only thing with time change here is now like having to go to bed so early and it's finally getting dark at like 8 p.m. It's so hard to get myself in bed at 9 o'clock now.
yeah. What time do you go to bed?
I normally go to bed. It differs depending on the day and what I've done, everything like that. So last night I didn't go to bed till 11, but normally I'm in bed by like 9:30 ish,
Whoa.
sometimes
You
10.
you are way too young to be going to bed at 9:30. Listen, Grandma Faith.
Listen, if I have to get up at 5 o'clock every morning, I want to make sure that I get enough sleep.
Yeah, you love your sleep. All right, let's dive into this. What do you have for me this fine day?
Alrighty, so Iowa and LSU uh, went head to head yesterday, and Iowa put the smackdown on LSU. So with a 94-87 victory, fueled by 41 points from Caitlin Clark, the Hawkeyes are back in the Final Four. Iowa came out swinging, led by the first of nine Clark's threes and a breakneck pace of play. LSU had to absorb the punches and establish its post play through Angel Reese. Then the Tigers went on their run and Iowa had to respond. Basketball is usually a game of momentum swings, and you've got to make yours right as long as you can and hang on during theirs, Iowa coach Lisa Boulder said. She saw something in Clark's eyes as her Hawkeyes came back out after halftime, game tied 45-45, something that told her Clark would be launching shots from wherever she wanted to on the court. Bludder, Lisa Bludder, I think. I don't know if I said
Okay.
that right. The coach, Iowa's coach, has seen that look. She knows that Clark's range isn't confined anywhere in the building. She watched Clark land another punch, a deep three, her third of the night, to give Iowa the lead at the start of the third quarter. The Hawkeyes would never relinquish it. Clark kept shooting and she kept hitting. By the time the final buzzer sounded, she also had 12 assists and accounted for 67 of Iowa's points, which is 71%. Tied the NCAA tournament single game record with 9 3-pointers, broke the NCAA tournament record with 140 assists, and became the first player with 3 40-point tournament games. She ended up 3 rebounds shy of a triple-double in a game that everyone on both sidelines knew essentially would be won or lost by her. She did all that in a game in which Reese played through a bum ankle, nearly posted a 28-20 double-double, and gave it everything that she had until she ran out of fouls to give. They did all that in a game in which Flaujae Johnson hit big shots and dazzled defensively, nearly single-handedly keeping the Tigers in the game during the Hawkeyes' third quarter barrage of buckets. And Iowa captain Kate Martin scored 21 points, each and every one coming at just the right time. Ultimately, the Hawkeyes avenged their championship loss. They cut down both nets and doused their coach in confetti, and Clark ended her night with a piece of the net tucked in her baseball cap and a big smile on her face.
Okay.
This
So
lady's a beast.
she is. Okay. First, I had to scramble to get to see some of the highlights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at this and, the time change for
Yeah.
me. And so I missed the game. I'm thinking the game was today. It was last night. So I'm like scrambling, trying to find out what happened, watch the game, I was watching some of the highlights and everything. Get caught up. And it's like, is there anything anyone else can say about Caitlin Clark now?
I don't think so.
I've had a number of people who are like, wait till she gets up, get some of the good girls. Well, LSU are the good girls.
Yeah.
They got players upon players with a side order of players.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no answer for Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching some of the highlights. This girl is just bombing them.
Yeah.
For her to be, she seems so, it looks like a skinny, wiry girl,
Mm-hmm.
but she has range. I mean,
Yeah.
she has killer range. I'm watching her just go down and just pull up, bam, pull up
Mm-hmm.
again, again and again. When you look around and you look at trying to get to the final four and coming up with maybe one of the best games in Final Four history with
Mm-hmm.
almost a 40-point triple double is something very few people have ever done, making it this far.
Mm-hmm.
When you start looking at her and people that don't want to say she's the greatest of all time, her resume speaks for itself.
Yeah,
She
she
is
accounted for 71% of Iowa's points last night.
exactly if you took her out, Iowa gets dog walked in this game. Am I right?
Done. They're done. Yeah.
She was the key, the catalyst. 71 points, 70% of the points scored.
Mm-hmm.
She had a hand in doing it,
Mm-hmm.
either dishing it off, pulling down a rebound, or nailing a shot from anywhere she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
That game, it was her world, and she just allowed everybody else to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you look around and there's people who it's like not happy about her getting the offer with the big three. Why not? All it does is boost up women's sport.
Mm-hmm.
And with the range that she has, that range just makes it so she can play anywhere. It
Mm-hmm.
comes and it still makes me wonder, does she not deserve at least a tryout with an NBA team? I just want to see it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think so.
she's, you could put her in that kind of Steph Curry type position where, she's a shooter. I would love to see her get a shot. I'm not saying she's good enough to be uh, an NBA star, but can she make a squad? I mean, this girl has killer range. Like basketball, a lot of basketball is upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And she has high IQ on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that transitions on male, female, it doesn't matter. And then the fact that that you're a great shooter, ball handler, she does it all.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first started hearing about her, and it's like, yeah, she's okay. Let's see how it goes. But it just like the more you learn about her, the bigger the moments are. The bigger the moments are, the better she plays.
Mm-hmm.
She's just built different. This was the team that knocked them out last year, right? The team that I remember with the other girl Reese waving bye to her and things. Well, guess what? Payback's a B,
Yeah,
and
it
she.
is.
I mean, and Caitlin dished it out. She did
Mm-hmm.
everything, and this is what I mean about the Caitlin effect that I love is the fact that it's always been, if you're going to talk about WNBA or you're going to talk about women's basketball, the first segment, you're going to go to the NBA or LeBron, the Lakers, the
Mm-hmm.
Knicks. Second, you talk about maybe you bring in March Madness. You bring in normally anything but women's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin is making it so that we're leading off with Caitlin.
Yeah.
She has that Midas touch that is really bringing up women's basketball, and I'm happy to support her
Mm-hmm.
because now think about this: she's in the Final Four now.
Mm-hmm.
That's must see TV. That's gonna. I got a feeling that this Final Four is gonna break records
Mm-hmm.
for most viewed women's college collegiate game in history.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching, the Final Four is a big deal anyway. But with Caitlin being in the Final Four, I'm very curious to see if their numbers are on par with the men. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
would like to see. I want to see how many people tune in to see this woman, because this was the game here. LSU, if there was anyone that was going to knock them out, it was going to be LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Reese is no joke either. And even though she didn't come up and get the win, make no mistake about it, she's one of the mega stars in the future of college basketball is Reese. And Caitlin, is she not the next LeBron James in women's sports?
I I don't see why not? Why she wouldn't be? I mean,
I
like you said before, comparing her to like what Magic did for the NBA, she definitely I feel is going to have that type of effect on the WNBA.
Oh, I agree with you, and that is a great point. That
Mhm.
is a great point. People don't remember how much trouble the NBA was in.
Mm.
Their ratings were super low. They were, if you could catch an NBA game, sometimes it's a replay in the middle of the night. You get like a game on Sunday. You barely caught the NBA until Magic played Bird in the NCAA finals and the championship, which is I think is still the most viewed basketball game in history.
Mm.
And then Bird went to the Celtics, Magic went to the Lakers, and that rivalry, them kept running into each other in the finals, just brought the NBA to all new heights.
Mhm.
And I would love to see, a Reese, Caitlin Clark kind of rivalry like that, or Caitlin just take off like Jordan did. Because, and I know it sounds blasphemous to say take off like Jordan did, but she's in rarefied air.
Mhm.
She's the when you're the elite of the elite category in women's basketball now, guys. So do not take her for granted. She's a special woman. I
Yeah.
just I look at her. If you, when I look at her, I don't say that's that's the greatest basketball player to ever live. No way. You don't.
Mhm.
She looks nothing like what I would expect the greatest basketball player. But then you watch her, and it's like that girl got it.
She
That
got it.
girl got it. She got it in spades. So I am so impressed with
Yeah.
her. Congratulations on Iowa making it to the Final Four.
Mhm.
Now I feel like her resume is complete. She's made it to the Final Four. Does she have to win it all to still be considered the greatest, or is she already the greatest? Because in my eyes, she's already the greatest. Her and Cheryl Miller are the two greatest of all time in my eyes
Mhm.
already. So, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm I, I'm just impressed. I mean, I like uh I've never basketball's never been a sport that I really enjoy watching. But
Is it because of that height challenge? Is that what it is? You don't have a crossover or fadeaway or anything?
no. I can't play football either, but I like watching football.
That is hilarious.
But with
Mhm.
how Caitlin Clark is playing and how she's doing, I am tempted. I'm very tempted to watch a female's college basketball
I
game.
thought you were saying you were tempted, like you're like, you know what, you're coming out of retirement, you're about to go on the court.
Retirement of what? I have never stepped. The only time I played basketball was when I was made to in gym class.
All right. Oh, that is funny. All right then.
Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're still going to be on the topic of basketball. And we're going to be discussing 76ers Joel Embiid nearing return, perhaps as soon as Tuesday, which is today. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.